Back in August, Ruby Franke and her Connections business partner Jody Hildebrandt were arrested, and since then, some members from both of their families have come out to talk more about them and their experiences around them and how they felt since the arrest. Ellie has been the only sister who hasn't resumed back to normal content on her YouTube channel out of all of Ruby's sisters. The only thing that she has come out to say was in a joint statement with her two other sisters. They posted it on Instagram, but since then, she hasn't been on social media with the exception of a couple Instagram stories. And given that the sisters got a lot of backlash when they first shared this statement, I'm not surprised that she hasn't said anything further, but people in the beginning were criticizing them, judging them, accusing them of not doing enough, and I wasn't sure if anyone at all was going to be speaking out, but her sisters Julie and Bonnie did speak out a couple times now about the situation, providing more details about everything that's going on, as well as answering questions that people have had for them. They had just really wanted the public to know that they were unaware of everything that was going on inside of Jody's home, inside of Ruby's home, and that everything that has come out, especially about what happened at Jody's house, has not only been a surprise to the public, but also to them as well. But now we're hearing from Ellie about how she's been doing, as she posted for the first time in months onto her YouTube channel in a video titled Hi, Checking In. Ellie talked about how it's been on her mind to come back to social media and say something, but she just hasn't been able to, and that she hasn't been good, and just try to focus on herself during this time and her own mental health while she's been away.
I have not been doing well at all. I have been thinking about a video, thinking about making a post, wanting to talk, but then my mind goes blank. It goes black. I have no words.
Ellie talked about how she just hasn't been feeling ready to be back on social media. She says she wants to be able to cope through things privately before returning to making videos and such.
I've had a hard time wanting to get on social media because I don't want to get on. I want to go to my therapist to talk to things and to get over my grief and to cope. I don't want to come to social media and do that. And I haven't felt ready to come back to do that. I haven't felt ready, and so I haven't.
She got kind of emotional talking about how she didn't know when she would even be ready to come back. She didn't know when this feeling that she's been having about it all would go away, if it would be anytime soon. Pieces of information that they get constantly seem to just bring her down, and so she isn't sure when content will resume, but she just wanted to say hi and let people know where she was at and that there have been supportive people in their life.
Like I said, I thought I was doing fine, and then we get snippets here and there, and then it throws me through a loop and I'm crushed. So I really wanted to get on and say hi, say thank you. I really am so grateful for our neighbors and friends. They've come over a lot and they've literally saved me. We feel very lucky to have such good people in our life.
And I can imagine it's been hard. I mean, seriously, everything that's come out about this family has been just a lot. Everything that has been a surprise to them has been a surprise to the public. Everything that's come out about Ruby and what was going on in Jody's home, and the fact that they weren't even in communication with Ruby at the time and that she had cut them off. It's certainly been a really crazy past couple of years since she joined Connections and really dove into that and separated herself from the people that love her and want her to be good, and the fact that they tried to tell her that they didn't like Connections, but she obviously felt connected to Connections and more connected to Jody than she did to her own family. And well, we've seen where that got her, but obviously it's been very hard for her family. And there have been people that have been wondering about Ruby's parents because their entire family has YouTube channels. Ruby's brother has a YouTube channel, all three of her sisters have a YouTube channel, and her parents. And on their channel, they post recipes, vlogs, and Q&As about the missions that they have been on. Their channel is called Grandma and Grandpa Griffiths, and they haven't posted in a few months, and for a while now people have been wondering if her parents had come home from their mission early because they were on a mission while this was all going on, and people were wondering if they had left it to kind of be with everyone as everything has come out about Ruby. But according to Ellie, it sounds like they are continuing their mission that they've been on this year, because in her video she was talking about getting a ring made for her mom and her sisters and said that their mom would get hers when she returns.
And I had a ring made for me, Bonnie, Julie, and my mom. And when my mom gets back from her mission, she will be able to have it, and we will have matching rings.
Previously, Julie and Bonnie had come out to say that everything going on with Ruby had been extremely hard on their mom over the last couple of years. Ruby had made up a lot of stories about the things that happened in their childhood while a part of Connections, and when she left their family, she had only called their mom, and in that phone call accused her of a bunch of things that they're saying were not true.
She did call my mom and yelled at my mom on the phone for 45 minutes and accused her of things that were not true. It was almost as if Ruby had been making up memories from her childhood. She was trying to grab at anything she could, and she would exaggerate on everything. So she started all of her lies back then, lying to everyone in her life, getting rid of all of her friends and family, and I literally had no contact with her. She wouldn't respond to any texts or emails over the time that I tried reaching out to her. Never got a response from her.
Bonnie ended up saying in the video that she posted on her channel that when Ruby cut off their family, it was extremely hard on their mom, and she really struggled health-wise afterwards, and she was really feeling for her mom now that all of this has happened.
3 years ago, Ruby and Kevin cut our family off, and eventually they cut Kevin's family off as well. And I thought that was going to end my mom. She literally had a heart attack. She went into kidney failure. Her body was shutting down because it broke her. So you can only imagine what she is going through now.
Some have left comments under Ruby's parents' social medias telling them to come back from their mission to be with their kids during this time, but others have said that maybe it's for the best that they are continuing on in their mission, as this is an extremely hard situation for their family, and maybe it will be a distraction for them to be away and focus on helping others, especially since Bonnie had said that their mom struggled in the past following issues with Ruby. Plus, it doesn't sound like they're not in connection at all. It does sound like they are able to communicate this information to their mom and hear from her at least. But as for Ellie, she was how I actually found this entire family when I was in high school. I watched her YouTube channel with her husband as they vlogged their daily lives. They hadn't had children yet, but they were posting about their struggles with infertility, and through watching their channel, I found Bonnie's channel, and then later when all of this was coming out about Ruby in like 2020 time, when they sent Chad to the wilderness behavioral camp, I saw that they were all connected, that this was Ellie's sister, and I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Like, this person that I used to watch when I was in high school, their sister is getting called out. Like, what is going on? I just honestly still can't even believe that they are all connected and how everything has gone for this family. I mean, hopefully Ellie can get back to a place where this isn't weighing on her so heavily, but it's obviously hard when the situation is so intense and so disturbing. Her sisters Bonnie and Julie have sort of resumed to their normal content after speaking out a few times about everything, and maybe Ellie will get to that point as well. As for Ruby and Jody, though, the two of them remain in jail and their court dates are to be determined. The custody case for the remaining 4 children that Ruby and Kevin have under the age of 18 has been made private, so none of them are allowed to publicly speak on what is going on there. Now, it wasn't always sealed. It was public at first, but as of recent, the case has been sealed to protect the children involved. But last we saw, Chad, Sherry, and Kevin were all arriving to the courthouse together, and it was the first time that we had seen them together side by side, and also the first time that we had seen Chad in a while, as he isn't on social media. But given everything that had come out about Kevin and Sherry and the status of their father-daughter relationship, everyone was kind of surprised to see them so friendly walking into the courthouse together, as the last piece of information prior to this was him trying to charge her with robbery. But hopefully that them all being together walking into the courthouse is a good sign, but that's what's been going on as of right now. That's what Ellie had to say, and also the status of their parents, since people had been curious about that. If anything further happens in this case, I will let you guys know. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.